Zoom and Spotify and Anchor, and the book is available by Amazon, so I'll read for it tonight. A tune built upon shenanigans. Once upon a time there was a tune built upon shenanigans that lay in the North Sea as a squeeze box that rose for ancient trestles. People had heard of this tune far and wide, but never knew how to get there. One thing that gave them the key to finding this place, where the piers were chock-a-block with freight, where the tune was rolled by Scrooge, and where there was hope for a better life, was the book written by the mystical hip-hop hero Diablo, a creature who had visited the land and found peace, acceptance, but also trouble. But this story is no about him, it is about you, me, us and them, the ones who are searching for that better place.
Rastafari.
Let me introduce the butcher, the baker and the candlestick maker. Hi there, I am Conrad the candlestick maker. I stumbled into candlestick making in childhood and learned my trade by watching a chandler in the window. I often get forgotten we had torches and light bulbs flaming, but Jack, who was nimble and quick, did jump out the candlestick supplied by me. Hello, I am Billy the butcher. I have pockets full of pies. I will get up to mischief that will give me some prospects. Playing practical jokes will let customers share my humour, saying they never saw such a place. I camouflage by being bashful and telling jokes. I am Barnum the baker. I sleep with a recipe book under my pillow so I can bake bread in bed. Sheets are diffused with crumbs. I find it hard to make friends with the other bakers. They think my ingredients are just burnt lumps. I want them to notice me as a real dough puncher. And then there is me, Pinocchio, the gatekeeper of this tune of shenanigans and the teller of this tale. I am a boy with a wooden heart who got his strings cut when I landed here, so I could spread my wings. I made a fiddle with these strings that controlled me so my music could be heard. I danced Shetland jigs, but the woman I loved waltzed away. I have no children and no one to pass on my dances to. If they are struggling, then they copy my jig that cheers them up and they follow the footsteps going back centuries. They join in with friends and ate some reels tactless across the aisles. Scrooge gave me the job of gatekeeper to shenanigans, where I can help or hinder new lives, and where I am responsible for placing the Book of Diablo in view of those who may want to journey here. Look what I found in the drawer, Diablo's book, the key to Pandora's box, to a better life, for the shabby chest of drawers in a back street market stall. It's like what you would read with a lost library ticket. It's out of print. Did they run out of ink halfway? People have searched for this book for weeks, months, years. What does the place name say? Shenanigans. The place Diablo went to, the back or beyond. Or what chances are called out for names? Could we be so daring as to set foot there? There are pictures of places with smuggled goods, boats and ships in the traffics, Kayleys in the halls, hotels and grand dynasties. Santa delivers the post. They have puffins as pets. Isles are named after whales. That will be Tirfel, Haki, Haldane. We could open the book at random pages. If we learned this information, it could open doors. Do you mean to use the door as a door wedge? Or a stepping stone across a stream? It's meant for us to stand on and climb in a window to rooms we wouldn't usually have access to. This is what I read in the tale lives. The teachers here treated Diablo like the ugly duckling. Elle was in a pickle, like me. I heard in bedtime stories about how he did a midnight flick to the tune of Shenanigans. He was like a cat among the pigeons, like me. He was born with a virus language like a poisoned apple, the perfect fruits the mac tarts we. But the others could not understand, like me, like me, like me. The teachers write my marks out in front of the class. That was fodder for being teased in the playground. It was as if I marched up and down the street with a sandwich board reading Dunce. In my school days, it was as if the teachers announced my marks like news headlines. People were invited to hear them being read out as an audience. My scripts and failures were plastered on every wall and newspaper for miles. And the other children who high marks were knighted on thrones in higher classes. Their universities gleamed, welcoming them like palaces, and job prospects beckoned them like gold cliffs. I had no study or job options in any nook or cranny but to play with my candlesticks that gave them a light like a chandelier, though people just looked down their noses at. From childhood, I read recipes that trailed over the floor. The more I threw in the pots and pans, and the more I steered in all directions. Raisins and currants flew as storms with puddles of milk and water. The bread and cakes swelled and climbed onto tears. I had customers, but their orders were as if the pots and pans were outside of my reach. The ingredients couldn't be ordered because they were in a faraway land and couldn't arrive in time. And the produce rotted because I thought health and safety was old wives' tale. My recipe book is like the Bible that reads that hubble, bubble, toil and trouble. Here my premises are dismissed as hazardous. Here my books didn't balance when I weighed them. Here my bakery is accused of being a sardine tin. We have to go to this tune that they call Shenanigans. Follow in Diablo's footsteps. Finn Eders Gospel language. Are we going for the frying pan into the fire? I need the dough. I need a thermometer. I need a carving knife. We're topsy-turvy houses here are built by 3 little pigs. We bent nails and screws. We are coos and bunk beds here. We disrupt and interrupt neighbours. Then I trip and tumble, bumble and stumble, and I fall down. Bailey the butcher, Barnum the baker, and Conrad the candlestick maker will sail to the tune, but as they cannot afford the fare, then they will have to hitchhike or be stowaways to cross the stormy seas. Our trip will be a tub that we will borrow and beg. I will bundle the tub with enough clobber to feed with. I will bake en route on a basin o' gravy in Guilfore's winds. My light will sha with great herons in the mist, that will tack us to rocks and nets o' Shenanigans. My compass readings will transport us back to the shore. The wooden spoon will be our oar. I will row anti-clockwise. The lamb chop will be a good anchor. I have one in my shop. It's like plunging out a window, parachuting into a cabbage patch, or in the middle of a maize garden. If we stay here, some hag will jinx us for the rest of our time here, or we will smash a mirror, or tear a spider's web. Should we fill our bags with 4-leaf clovers, snap a wishbone, and set sail? They will travel to the tune, build up with Shenanigans, and agitate people. They will make conversation about their butchers, bakers, and candlesticks makers until people are sick of it and avoid them. They will outstay their welcome and trespass. Billy the butcher will be a lamb to the slaughter, Barnum the baker will have his fingers in pies, and Conrad the candlesticks maker's shandal rake will be a shambles. I found this gravy boat in a backyard. You shouldn't have touched it. We could fix it up. Give it a good scrub. It looks like it has been in a sea battle. A wreck dragged for the seabed. It is a Viking reenactment. It appears totally unseaworthy. We will arrive like Norse raiders. I read in the Bible about building Noah's Ark. We should tack tins of soup, aprons, The sale post is a mop. There isn't enough room for one of us, never mind three. Shoehorn was in. I feel less and less safe. We're wobbling about to see. The rain is doing a day shift and a night shift. The wind is puffing, the sleet is hypnotising, the waves are high. The gravy boat might tip. Lower the lamb chop anchor. I can't see. Light the candle. Why are the birds angry at my breadcrumbs? They know we are coming. I sent a message in a bottle to the village. The reply was a map saying when we arrive, we must climb cliffs. I don't like heights. They say we can stay at buildings that look preyed upon. They say we'll be staying at what looks like sheep pens. I feel like a rabbit in the headlights. That is your demeanour. A lost lamb. I am a crooked man who walked a crooked mile, and for a crooked sixpence, upon a crooked style. I have nightmares that we will get half on the wrong foot. Hello, cobbler. It's such a big step to tack. We will need giant shoes. Will the tune stop those? I am Pinocchio, the gatekeeper of this tune. There is myths and legends that can be traced back to the Norse creation myths. I turn those tales on their head. It makes very entertaining storytelling for tourists. The opportunities include fishing with the stalwart boats, crafting with hardy sheep, knitting that sells across the world, and the locals who are very welcoming. However, there can be very uncompromising weather, it's tricky to get a job, and there is a limited range of shops. I make sure that intruders have something substantial to offer to cross the Billy Goat's Grove Bridge and into this place. We can provide references who from Neptune, pirates, we sailed the Bermuda Triangle, in a paper boat, no, in a gravy boat. Stranded adrift and back to square one. Did you dwell in the belly of a whale? Yes, indeed. That is quite a trip and a top. Who is this in the butcher's aprons? I am Billy the Butcher. Who is this in the baker's hat? I am Barnum the Baker. Who is this bundle with candlesticks? I am Conrad the Candlestick Maker. So, Billy the Butcher, what can you bring to this tune? I didn't ken how to write the warning sign when the floors were wet, so wagged my finger, pointed to the floor and looked sad. Charades. That is the apprenticeship that I hate. Tell me more. I hate to take steps to prevent the build-up of ice on the floors, so did folk down steps while the customers responded by slipping. That is very dangerous. The fridge shivered, so I draped it with a blanket. Can you think of a reason why this tune should employ you? I did get orders wrong, but no, I couldn't on my fingers. 10, 9, 8, 7, 6, 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. My shelves are stacked with sausages, pies, beef and lamb. The customers laugh at me for being past it sell by dip, so I packed them with even more oat meat and they laugh even louder. I have a great store of jokes for Christmas crackers. There would never be a dull moment with me as a butcher. Sells pitted meat, Hannah Kunt tells jokes. So, Barnum the Baker, what can you bring to this tune? My boss was a tyrant who should have been raked over coals. He is a good friend of mine. He told me I didn't add a key ingredient, but you can't put keys in bread. What was the missing ingredient? Flour. He said I didn't care what my oven needs. Well, it can't spec. Can you work at oven? I gave it a slap. What more baking experience do you have? My boss said I didn't follow the recipe. Well, I can't walk behind it. Can you think of a reason why this tune should employ you? Sometimes I forget to preheat the oven, but have learned my lesson and set it to a furnace. I didn't measure the ingredients correctly, so try to keep score. I opened the oven door too much, so handcuffed myself to the handle. At times my cakes are too dry or weak, or the wrong temperature, so check the weather forecast. Slaps ovens, cannot follow recipes, does not measure ingredients, So Conrad the candlestick maker, what can you bring to the tune? I don't know where goggles, so wax splashes in my eyes and I make mistakes. Okay, thank you. My book is £7, but tonight I'm selling it for £5.
Thanks very much, Christy. I think next up we'll have Alexander Robertson, if you're ready. Big round of applause for